Well, here's a line founders don't realize they are crossing. In period 9, transparency doesn't always build trust, and very often it turns into oversharing. And oversharing quietly weakens authority. So, have you noticed that being open and honest sometimes makes buyers more hesitant, not less? Have you ever shared context or struggles thinking it will build trust, only to feel energy? Well, 3 reasons why I think you should watch to the end of this video. Well, first, because transparency used to be praised and rewarded. 2, because period 9 buyers interpret disclosure very differently. And thirdly, because oversharing shifts responsibility onto the buyer without you realizing it. And if you do stay to the end of this video, these are the 3 key takeaways for you. Number 1, you understand the difference between transparency and oversharing in period 9. Number 2, you will see why too much openness creates doubt instead of trust. And number 3, you will know what founders must keep contained when stakes are high. And if you ever wonder whether being real went a bit too far, do stay with me, and this will clarify it. Okay, so let's talk about transparency. What does transparency look like in sales? Well, it's sharing context, explaining constraints, and being honest about the risk and the challenges. And that sounds like leadership. But this is period 9, and period 9 changes how transparency is received and perceived. Why transparency becomes oversharing in period 9? Well, because buyers are not asking for your internal processing. They are asking for your judgment. When founders share uncertainty, stress, or unresolved thinking, buyers don't feel closer. In fact, they feel burdened. They started wondering, if the founder is still processing this, am I supposed to carry that risk? So what's the core mistake founders make? Well, founders assume openness equals trust. So what do? They disclose too much. They narrate their internal state. They explain pressure they are under. But in period 9, uncontained honesty feels like instability. Buyers don't want access to your inner world. They want to feel held by your clarity. So what must you do as founder then? Well, you must separate transparency from emotional disclosure. Why? Because transparency is about facts, not feelings. And you must share conclusions, not processing. Because decisions reassure more than deliberation. You must take responsibility for uncertainty internally. Because buyers shouldn't have to stabilize you. So what must you do? What else must you stop doing? Well, stop narrating internal doubt in the name of honesty. You see, honesty without containment creates anxiety. Stop explaining pressure you are under to gain sympathy. Sympathy weakens your authority. And stop mistaking vulnerability for leadership. Leadership requires steadiness first. So here's the distinction once again. Transparency builds trust when it's contained, but oversharing breaks trust when it is not. In period 9, buyers don't want to see everything. They want to know you can hold complexity without leaking it. So if it explains moments where openness backfired, don't ignore that signal, okay? So follow this channel if you want clarity about selling in period 9. And this cycle doesn't reward founders who offload uncertainty. It rewards founders like you who can carry it quietly and lead anyway. See you in my next video.